Hello. Hi. My name is Daniel Piper. I'm going to read to you something from my new book. It's called Arbitrary and Unnecessary, the selected works of Daniel Piper, selected by Daniel Piper. And it's full of sort of very, very short pieces. I have a very, very short attention span. I'm not very good at writing long pieces. That's a long one. I was very excited when it was published. I signed my own copy. But I thought to do something completely different, I thought I'd actually read the foreword to you. Now, I wanted somebody to write the foreword for me and about me, but there was no one. So I wrote it myself. I got a little bit carried away with some of the sort of the literary bohemian kind of vibe, but it's mostly true. Daniel Piper was one of the great literary bohemians of the late noughties and early teenies. He was a dandy and a raconteur who held court in the drinking dens of Fitzrovia. Vivid, louche and slangy, his writing conjures up a smoky world of Ubers and flat whites. Piper was a prolific novelist, poet and social media user. For much of his young adult life, he lived a perilous existence, continually short of money and harassed by creditors, landlords, and EE. Indeed, to read any of Piper's novels is to be plunged into a world whose boundaries consisted only of the saloon bar and the seedy love nest in Peckham, where he conducted a dangerous and secret affair with his long-term girlfriend. Piper remains an elusive, if not vagrant, figure. He was born in 1991 in Chesterfield. He attended Cherry Burton Primary School, followed by Beverley Grammar School. Sadly, little is known of his time at either institution, although one recovered report from the latter describes a fierce intelligence akin to Stephen's both Fry and Hawking, alongside the warmth of Les Dennis. After completing his A-levels, Piper studied literature and creative writing at the University of Warwick, where he discovered a natural flair for being an absolutely brilliant writer. After graduating, he decided, somewhat unconventionally, to set off for London. Piper's first and only novel was published in 2020. Even its title, Again and Not Again, demonstrates a flagrant disregard for convention. By taking the well-known phrase, again and again, and simply adding the word not, he changes the meaning completely and gives birth to a quintessential example of Piperian wordplay. Piper's strength as a novelist derives from his telegraphic but curiously weighted prose style. Take, for example, the following passage, which introduces the reader to Again and Not Again's suave and debonair protagonist, Paniel Diaper. Paniel entered the cafe, causing female heads to turn in his direction because of his good-looking face. He walked deliberately like a panther. As he approached the counter, he took his vape from his pocket and inhaled gorgeously. "Flat white, please," he said, in a deep voice, with a hint of vulnerability because of a past trauma. "Coming right up," said the barista, turning away. "Wait," said Paniel. "What's the Wi-Fi code here?" "It's espresso," she replied. Paniel leaned forward onto the counter. "All lowercase," he whispered. The barista was visibly aroused. "Yes," she said, audibly aroused. "Thanks," said Paniel, blowing vape smoke into her face and arousing her even more visibly and audibly. Again and Not Again was Piper's greatest achievement. The path thereafter led downwards. His second novel, Over and Not Over, was a critical and commercial failure. Increasingly crippled with debt in London, Piper moved to the Netherlands, where he's believed to have settled into a quiet life as a freelance windmill operator. His fans still live in hope that he will return to England and publish new work, but this is, of course, unlikely. Piper is long presumed dead, rumoured to have cycled into a canal after suffering a cannabis-induced hallucination inside the Amsterdam Madame Tussauds and believing he was being pursued by a waxwork of Kylie Minogue. All scholars will agree that the Dutch canal's gain was the literary world's loss. All we can do now is savour and enjoy this recently discovered and now for sale after the show. Piper has a card reader. Collection of Piper's early writing, Again and Again, as tragically for us, Piper's literary career was a case of again and not again.